What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be bringing you guys my July Player of the Month predictions. So I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you're either watching this Thursday night or Friday morning. If you're watching this Thursday night, that means that the Player of the Month cards come out tomorrow. And if you're watching this on Friday morning, that means they come out today. So yes, August 3rd is when we will be getting these Player of the Month cards. And I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys who I think could get them, should get them, just kind of give you my predictions. This does not mean that these cards are guaranteed to be in the game, and it's not like I'm telling you to invest in a card, because that's not how the Player of the Month works. It's not like if a guy gets a Player of the Month card, then you can sell your guy. Like, this is just purely for fun, purely for speculation. So let me tell you guys who are some of the guys I think could get it. Right off the rip, I just want to let you guys know about a couple guys that, you know, I should mention, but I don't really see them getting Player of the Month cards. Number one, Chris Sale. Now, I know with the Player of the Month cards, if we just go to the Collect tab, 2 out of 3 of the Player of the Month cards have been diamonds. If we get Chris Sale as the Player of the Month card, that's going to be so disappointing, man. Give the Player of the Month cards to the players that don't have diamonds or maybe even golds at this point in the game. Like, show some love to the people that are like lower on the tier but are performing extremely high. We don't need another diamond Chris Sale, like we didn't need another diamond Verlander, and we didn't need another Goldschmidt. Chris Davis was another guy that had a really good month. I feel like he should be recognized. Jonathan Schoop also had a very good month of July. He is now on the Brewers. Alex Bregman also had a really good month. I think he has a possibility of going diamond at some point in the near future, so I'm just gonna leave him off of the list, because I don't even want to acknowledge guys who are pretty much already a diamond going to get another diamond Player of the Month card. So Alex Bregman definitely had a good month. A couple other guys, Rhys Hoskins, Rougned Odor also had really good months, but I'm not going to have them as Player of the Month cards. And then one that's going to be controversial, I do not have Javier Baez on my list. He definitely had a great month. He's probably going to be on a lot of people's list. The only reason I don't have Baez on this list is because I wanted to put a different player on this list that you guys will get into. And yes, it is my Angels fan bias. Deal with it. So now let me show you guys who I think is going to make it. First guy we're going to talk about is going to be a rookie from the Toronto Blue Jays. We're going to be talking about Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Now, not only did he have a good month of July, he had a historical month of July. He set an amazing rookie record that I will, of course, get into, and it honestly seems like the perfect tagline for the Player of the Month cards. I'd be really shocked if he doesn't get one, to be honest. So, in July, first of all, he played 17 games. He had 73 plate appearances, and this is what he ended up with: a 423 average, 438 on base percentage, 648 slugging, and a OPS over 1,000. So he was absolutely destroying the ball. 30 hits on the month, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, 4 doubles, all over the place. He was hitting for some power, he was hitting for contact, but here's the big thing. In July, he tied the rookie record with 10 consecutive multi-hit games. 10 straight games where he got 2 or more hits in a game. That is crazy. The next, and hang on, he tied Shoeless Joe Jackson's record. That was the last person to do that in 1911. Over 100 years, Shoeless Joe Jackson was the only person to have that record. And then on July 29th, Gurriel actually broke that record for 11 consecutive multi-hit games as a rookie. That is wild. That is an amazing stat. I do think Gurriel should get a card just because, one, he had a great month, and two, that tagline is just amazing. I think it's literally tailor-made for a Player of the Month card. I think he's a very good prediction. All right, the next guy that I think should get a Player of the Month card, but I don't really know how they would do it, is Jeurys Familia, the relief pitcher slash closing pitcher. He was on the New York Mets, and then halfway through the month, he got traded to the Oakland Athletics. So if you were to give this guy a Player of the Month card, would he be an A or would he be a Met? I don't really know how you would make that work, but I think his numbers are so good to the point where, like, you got to figure it out, because I think he needs one. So this was him in the month of July. He played in 12 games, through 14 innings, and he didn't allow a single run. No earned runs in 14 innings. That is absolutely wild. He had a 0.50 whip. Of course, like I said, no earned runs, so a 0.0 ERA, 14 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So overall, Familia was locked down, dude. He had 3 saves as well. He had a hold in there. And this was, like, the time was pretty much split. The first half of the month up to the 14th, he was playing for the Mets, and then during the All-Star break, or I don't remember if it was during the All-Star break or right after the All-Star break, he did get traded to the Oakland A's, and then from the 22nd on, he pitched like 5 or 6 games with the A's. He was just as lights out as he was in New York. So I don't know how exactly you go about giving this guy a Player of the Month card, but I think that he definitely deserves one based off his numbers. So let me know in the comments how you think a Familia Player of the Month card would work. Next up, we're going to talk about another relief pitcher. This one's mainly going to be a closer. This is going to be Edwin Diaz from the Seattle Mariners. Now, I think Diaz has been low-key a little bit disrespected by SDS this year. I think with this guy's numbers, he should easily be a diamond. I mean, he doesn't have to be an 89, but I mean, I think he should be an 85 at least with how he's pitched this year for the Mariners. I mean, the per-9s are great. The velocity and break is great. Like, you know, this card is good except for the pitch selection. But anyway, I'm getting off track. In July, Edwin Diaz, these were his numbers. So he pitched 10 innings. He had a 0.40 whip, and just like Familia, he didn't allow a single run in this month. So he had a 0.0 ERA, 19 strikeouts to 2 walks. You could get those Ks per 9 up, and you could bring up the walks per 9. Only 2 walks in 10 games? That's pretty good. Only 1 run allowed, but like I said, it wasn't earned. Only 2 hits allowed in 10 innings pitched. I think Diaz, like I said, has been disrespected. I think a Player of the Month card, possibly a diamond, I don't know. I think they could definitely make it happen. So I think Diaz should get one because he performed extremely well again in July. All right, next up, we're going to talk about a starting pitcher, and this is actually the last pitcher that is going to be on my list. The next 4 guys after this are going to be hitters, but this is like a prime example of why I think SDS has kind of been messing up with the Player of the Months this year. You know, they're probably going to give the ultimate Player of the Month to like Chris Sale or something, but you had another lefty in the American League have a very, very solid month who's a 78 overall silver in the game. Instead of giving Chris Sale another diamond, why not give Dallas Keuchel at least a gold? I think he actually might only be a gold. He might not need a diamond, but like give Dallas Keuchel a bit of a Player of the Month card or a bit of Player of the Month love, because this was Dallas Keuchel in the month of July. He had a 1.65 ERA, a 1.01 whip in 32.2 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts. It was a little bit low with 8 walks, only 6 earned runs, 25 hits in that. So I mean, the hits in Ks per 9 would probably be around like 70 to like 65, so they wouldn't look too different than here. But I mean, I think if you get the home runs per 9 up, because he didn't allow a lot of home runs, get the walks per 9 up because he didn't allow a ton of walks, like you can make this guy a gold. I think this guy would be a baseline gold. So why not just give the love to another lefty in the American League that still had a good month without making the community mad by giving us another diamond of a card where we already have a diamond? All right, now we're getting into the last 4 guys who are the position players. The first one we're going to talk about is Matt Carpenter. Now, Matt Carpenter, SDS seems to love this guy because not only did they give him that gold breakout card for the position programs, he went from a 76 to an 80 in 1 roster update. Like, they were so quick to update him, man. It was nuts. Like, I've never seen a player go up to a goal that fast. Like, 76 to 80 that quickly, that was very, very surprising to me. So, SDS has they love themselves some Matt Carpenter, apparently. But this one, it's hard to say that Matt Carpenter shouldn't be a diamond. I mean, he totally should have. I mean, look at the numbers in the month of July. 333 average, 447 on base, 774 slugging with a 1.222 OPS, so over 1,000, 1,200 OPS. In 114 plate appearances, he had 31 hits, 8 doubles, 11 home runs, 21 RBIs. He went on that crazy streak where he had like, what, 6 straight games with a home run or something like that. Matt Carpenter absolutely destroyed the ball in the month of July. I think if you do give him a Player of the Month card, he does get up to a diamond. I think the power is extremely up there in like the low to mid 90s against both sides. Probably the contact will go up to like Matt Carpenter. If he gets Player of the Month card, it's going to be a good one, and he's a lefty, so it should be a pretty fun card to use. Now here comes the Angels bias that I was talking about earlier. Yes, Javier Baez had a great month and he probably deserves a Player of the Month card. But here's why I'm putting Cole Calhoun in his place. And it's because Cole Calhoun has been one of the worst players in baseball the entire season. Like, he has not been hitting good. His average has been around like 150. I don't know what happened to Cole Calhoun from last season to this season, or if it was a progressive decline. He just has not been up to par in this year's performance. So him being like one of the worst players in the league for most of the year, and him coming out and having the month of July that he had, I think that's like a perfect story for a Player of the Month card. You're just trash all year, and then boom, you blow up. You're one of the Player of the Months. Like, listen to Cole Calhoun's month of July: 322 average, 378 on base, 759 slugging with an OPS of 1100. He had 28 hits, 8 doubles, 10 RBIs, and 25 RBIs. He basically rivaled the month that Matt Carpenter had. So Cole Calhoun, like I said, with him being as bad as he's been all season, I mean, look at the other months. Look at the other months before this. 172 average in April and March, 108 average in May, 243 in June, which is not as bad, but I mean, it's not 322 or whatever he hit this month. I mean, he's just, the first half of the season he was hitting 187, and the second half so far he's hitting 357. So I think July was the turning point for Cole Calhoun. I think it would be a great story for him to get a Player of the Month card. All right, the second to last guy is going to be Yasmani Grandal. Now, Yasmani Grandal had an amazing month of April. He hit 315 in April. Then May and June, he kind of fell off a little bit, hitting underneath 200 in both months. And then, out of nowhere in July, he was back to the beginning of the season type of guy. 364 average, 488 on base, 727 slugging with a 1200 OPS, 24 hits, 6 home runs, 4 doubles, 14 RBIs. The walk to strikeout ratio was actually pretty good. He had 16 walks and 16 strikeouts, so the vision could go up. I don't know, man. I think Yasmani Grandal could get some good stats, and also I think if you give him a gold or a diamond or whatever, he becomes pretty valuable. That card becomes pretty nice because not only is he a catcher with pretty solid defense on his live series card, I don't know why the defense would come down on the Player of the Month card, but he's also a switch hitter, so Yasmani could be a pretty valuable card if he were to get one in this Player of the Month set. Last but not least, the guy I think should be the Player of the Month master, the ultimate reward at the end of the program. I want it to be Christian Yelich. Now, Christian Yelich did grow up like 10 minutes from me, and I saw him hit a walk-off in high school, so like it's always been kind of like a personal thing. Like, I've liked him as a player just because of, you know, the geographical area where I grew up. But even so, dude, he's been really good for the Brewers this year. You know, he was in Miami playing with Stanton, and you know, the Marlins had some pieces where they could have done well, and then it kind of blew up, and then he got traded to the Brewers. He didn't miss a beat. He's been extremely good for the Brewers all season, and in the month of July, my goodness, this man went off. 400 average. 400 with a 438 on base, a 657 slugging, and an OPS over 1,000. In 105 at-bats, he had 40 hits. He scored 20 runs, hit 11 doubles, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. I mean, the vision could be a little bit low because he struck out 25 times and walked only 5, so that was probably the worst ratio he had through the season if you're breaking it down by month. So the vision might be a little bit low, but I think the power should be up there. I think the contact should be up there. The fielding shouldn't change at all. The speed shouldn't change. I would love to see Christian Yelich as the Player of the Month master, particularly also because he's not a diamond. I'm so tired of seeing a diamond Player of the Month card already have another diamond live series. Give it to a gold or a silver or a bronze. I don't care, just not a diamond. Please, SDS. So those are my Player of the Month predictions, guys. I know some of you guys are going to be salty about not having Javier Baez in there and having Cole Calhoun. That's just what I chose to do, man. You can be salty all you want. You can make your own predictions too. But anyway, thank you for watching this video, guys. Drop a thumbs up on it if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.